There is a brand new way to make carousels on Instagram, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the different ways on how to make them. But before we get into it, what even are carousels? So you know when you go onto someone's post and you just swipe across onto the set of photos? Yeah, well, they're carousels. But after some time, people have found ways to make these carousels more eye-catching and creative. Don't get me wrong, just being able to go onto the post and keep swiping across to see the set of photos is a great way to show them, but there is a better way to do it to help make the carousel and photos stand out just that little bit more. So without further ado, let's do it. Okay, so method number one, the collage. Well, that's what I like to call it anyway. Okay, to start this off, you're going to want to go and head over into Photoshop and head over to the new files tab, and it will bring you to this page right here, and you basically want to make a custom layout. So normally the ratio for Instagram is 1320 by 1080, I believe. So we want to put down for the height 1350, what it says right there. And for the width, this is going to be important because normally it's 1080 for basically one post. So depending how many swipes you want to do, how many like different carousels you want to make, you're going to want to times that 1080 by up to 10, because 10 is going to be the max amount of posts in one post, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do 7, so I want to times 1080 by 7. 1080 times 7, 7,560. Definitely didn't need to use my calculator there, but we move. And then you want to hit create. And there we have it. Now, once you are here, you're going to want to go over to view, guides, and new guide layout. Now, when you get over to here, you're going to want to put in the number of guides there is. So how many posts you've just basically times it by. So mine was 7. So I'm going to put here 7, click OK. And that right there is basically your base canvas. So what you're going to want to do now is start adding your photos. So I'm going to start adding this one right here. I basically did a shoot the other day, basically photographing for a guy for his new song coming out. Make sure you go and check that out. I'll leave his YouTube in the description below. His music is sick. You definitely need to go and check it out. But anyway, so obviously on the left hand side here is going to be your first image. This is going to be like your thumbnail for your grid. So I'm not actually going to be doing any like collage style on just this first image. So I'm just going to adjust this to the right size, and there we have it. And now we can start adding to it to make it more of a creative collage. So I'm going to add this image right here and basically stretch it over 2 of the panels. Now obviously you can leave it like this and have it so one image you can swipe over, basically you can swipe over one image and it be seamless. But I'm not going to do that for this one. I am going to move this over slightly over to this side and then add another image here like so. There we have it, something like that. But obviously you can see this white border, so I'm going to get rid of that by just getting rid of that one and that one for a second, and generative AI, just this part right here, the whole lot, and that should basically cover this blank area right here. There we go. We're not really that bothered about this part sticking over right here because that is going to be covered right there, hopefully. There we have it. And we want to move this one up the layers so it's not being covered, and just like that we have basically our first set of 3 images. Now obviously you want to carry this on for the rest of the carousel, be as creative as possible. You can literally, the ideas are endless. And as you can see right here, this is the result of the first collage when it's all been put together. Obviously this is just a quick mock-up, but you can see where I'm coming from, right? There is many ways to do this and you can get really creative when doing it. But I know what you're going to be asking me now is, how do you actually export this to single columns? Let me show you. So you're going to want to head over here to the slice tool, click on that, and as you can see right here, slice from guides. Click that and basically there you have it. You want to then go over to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy, and basically save your images. And that right there is your first method. Okay, so method number 2. Now, I don't actually want to take credit for this because I wasn't the one that came up with this. So I do want to shout out Optical Wonder over on Instagram. He was the first person that I actually saw make this, and it really inspired me to make my own. So as you can see right here, you basically hold down the dots and scroll, and the picture kind of moves. So the way you actually make this, you've actually got to have like a set of burst photos where either there is subject moving or something like moving in the background. So for the editing process, you basically want to head over to Lightroom and basically get your set of photos together. See, I have 7 here that are 8 here that are basically the same. So it's like a set of burst photos if I was to scroll across, as you can see right there. So the first thing you're going to want to do is basically, if you are going to crop it, you want to make sure they're all lined up. And the way I'm going to do this is go onto the crop tool, scroll down a bit, and basically line them up with the grid. So I'm going to use that bottom horizontal line as the floor where the bike is sitting, and the top one I'm going to use at the top of his helmet. Just like so. Keep that in the middle. I'm basically using the wheels as guides too. And you want to do that to all of the images. So it's keeping the subject basically in frame in the middle, but the background will be moving behind them. So as again, just like that, I would say so. And basically do the same for the rest of the images. And all you need to do now is basically throw a preset on there and you're basically done. So I'm just going to put this one on here. Maybe make a few adjustments. Obviously, if you are going to be using a preset, you need to make sure all of the settings are the same on each photo. So now you've put all your presets on there, there's only really one step left to do. So for the first photo of the carousel, you want to let your audience know what to do. So you basically want to head over onto Photoshop, put a little bit of text there saying hold down onto the dots and scroll. Maybe you can add a few arrows and you're basically done. Something that I did forget to mention, I would have at least 4 or maybe 5 different photos for the scroll effect carousel. But anyways, this is the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope this tutorial has helped you so you can start making your own carousels. If you do, then tag me in and I'd love to see them. And I guess I'll see you next time. Safe.